southern Colorado. And for host Melissa Bachman, the trail leads to the Merriams, the turkey of the Southwest and the Rockies.
We wanted to go looking for areas that the turkeys might be gathering, tracks, or maybe we could even hear a gobble. We got all set up, called just a little bit, nothing. We're sitting there, called again, nothing. I thought, well, maybe we spooked this gobbler, but I didn't think so. The next thing I know, that big tom steps out at about 150 yards. Well, I had had enough. Now, I just wanted his head to stick up, so I had my shot.
Before Melissa gets that shot, this tom will put on a show of strutting worth the price of admission on this wild turkey episode of Winchester Legends.
I started thinking, maybe I waited too long. But as this turkey stepped away from the decoy, his head went up and I took my shot.
It's a new hunting experience for Winchester Legends host Melissa Bachman as she goes after her first Colorado turkey in the foothills of the Rockies.
When I think of Colorado, the one word that comes to mind, breathtaking. As a hunter coming to Colorado to do a hunt, well, it is really a great experience. One of the main reasons why, well, this is an extremely game-rich environment. They have elk, mule deer, antelope, turkeys, just a wide variety of game, and that makes any hunt fun. So as a hunter coming to Colorado, well, it's a real privilege.
Melissa's hunt for Merriams has brought her to Trinidad, Colorado, where she's hunting with Lone Star Outfitters and guide Walt Eisenhower. And sharing the hunt with Melissa is Alan Treadwell, member of the Redhead Pro hunting team, who's come all the way from the Show Me State.
On this trip, Alan Treadwell would be joining me. Now, I had never met Alan in person before, but the cool thing is he is an excellent turkey hunter. We had a ton of laughs, got along great, and I knew this was going to be a really fun trip.
An experienced turkey hunter, Melissa knows that because this is her first time for Merriam's in Colorado, she can use some local intelligence.
One of the important things about when you're going turkey hunting is having a little bit of knowledge from the person who lives there. And Walt with Lone Star Outfitters, well, he was extremely helpful. Not to mention, he had a ton of great property with really great views. Just an all-around nice setup.
Lone Star's Walt Eisenhower not only knows the country and the turkeys, he knows Melissa and Alan will be hunting under ideal conditions.
Y'all ready to go hunting?
We are.
Beautiful place out here.
Oh, you got here just in time. The snowstorm just blew over. It just dried out. It's time to go kill some birds.
Turkeys ought to be strutting and gobbling, huh?
That's right.
Eisenhower's history on this property goes back over 10 years, and he's the one who knows the ins and outs of the Merriams who call this ranch home.
We have pure Merriam turkeys here. They have really nice white tips, to some a little bit creamer colored tips of their fantails. These birds range from about 17 pounds to about 24 pounds. The biggest one I guess we've taken here is about 22 pounds with 11-inch beard and 1.25-inch spurs.
For turkeys to get that big, they have to keep their wits about them for many seasons. So Melissa knows that strategy and focus are as valuable as tactics.
Hunting a new area can have a lot of challenges, and the first challenge that both Alan and I were faced with is how we wanted to hunt. Now, Walt at Lone Star Outfitters, he had a lot of ground blind set up, so this was definitely an option, and it's an option I've used a lot in the past. I've done a lot of turkey hunting out of blinds, and it can be very exciting when you bring those turkeys right into your lap. But another great way to hunt is run and gun, and that's what we ultimately decided we wanted to do. We could be more mobile, cover more ground, and hopefully have a higher success rate. Not to mention, it is pretty exciting to be on the ground, sitting with those turkeys as they come in close. So that's exactly what we were hoping to do.
Let's get this thing started. We got our guns in the back of the rental car there. Let's go down, and you got a place to shoot them?
Oh, we got a range right down here. We could set some targets up on the backboard and see how they shoot.
All right.
With a proven strategy in mind, Melissa and Alan head out to pattern their shotguns. But the sight-in soon turns into a friendly competition.
Here's what I'm thinking. We both got double X turkey loads.
Yes, we do.
Most pellets in the head and neck at 30 yards shoots first. What do you say?
I think I can take you.
All right, game on.
Well, you're in for the counting, okay?
All right.
Right here's 33, so we'll go right here. You know what? I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. Oh, I brought this for you too, by the way. Thought you might need that.
Oh, are you sure you're ready to give up your lucky horseshoe?
I am. All right, right here at the mark. All right, here we go. That looks pretty good. It's just a fuzz low, but that's a dead turkey. You're up. Well, she killed him. It's gonna be close, but I think I got her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the kill shot is 8. Good job. Does that look right? Looks good to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do I count that one? That looks like a deciding factor right there. It hit the head. Melissa was able to win the bet by 1 pellet. I still don't think Alan agrees with that. I think he still believes that he won that shoot-off. Good shooting.
Hey, good shooting. We'll kill a couple birds.
Way to go, guy.
A win is a win, giving Melissa the honors on the first Colorado turkey if they can find the gobblers and call them into shooting range.
The next thing I know, that big Tom steps out at about 150 yards. Well, I had had enough. Now, I just wanted his head to stick up, so I had my shot.
After her first Colorado Merriam's turkey, Winchester Legends host Melissa Bachman, hunting with Alan Treadwell, is out before daybreak.
It's chilly this morning.
It's freezing.
A good, cold, crisp morning. Them birds ought to gobble this morning.
We wanted to go looking for areas that the turkeys might be gathering, tracks, or maybe we could even hear a gobble.
Sit right here and listen for just a minute. Right there. Hear him on top of that hill? I think we can get up there and get pretty close. I don't want to get in there too tight on the roost. We're going to get up there. Get up there pretty close and set up. I guess we'll just walk around this corner and head. I mean, I can't tell from here exactly where he was, but he couldn't have been too much farther down the road there where he was gobbling. We can find a good place to set up there. Walking this road, there's tracks all over it. Ready?
Now the turkeys, well, they're like any other animal. They like the path of least resistance. They like using those roads, and it was perfect for us because it was an area that we could find their tracks and try to figure out what they were doing. Then we heard a gobble, and this gobble was not far off at all.
Right there.
Pick a spot to get set up.
Yeah, I don't want to get much closer, really. He should come up that hill and around that corner to us, I think. Just work that road. Get up here and find us a spot to sit up.
So we went down and we spotted a nice fallen tree. And that's kind of what I was looking for. I wanted something with a lot of back cover. I think this looks good right here.
Yeah, this ought to work.
We got a good back cover here.
Absolutely. It's the best thing we got here close.
They've located a turkey by its shock gobble. Now they need to find a spot to set up, put out a decoy, and see if they can finish the job of taking the bird.
We're seeing all kinds of tracks on this road coming around this bend. So we got the decoy out here where hopefully the birds will be walking that road and be able to see it. We can pull them down to it. And got Melissa over there carving us out a little home in the cedar tree right now. So fingers crossed, could be good. Can you see that little low spot from up there?
Yeah, if they come up to that little ledge, they're inside 30, they'll be shooting range. If they're dropped down below, it's a little out of my range anyway. Get ready.
If it happens, it's probably gonna happen pretty quick.
This episode of Training Camp is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend.
It's time to talk about turkeys, and everybody's looking for a tip to hunt turkeys. But I found out the way I positioned my decoy made a big difference. So if I'm the hunter right now, that decoy right there would be for a shotgun hunter because I want the bird to come in the back. As a bow hunter, I'm going to spin him around this way, and his whole back is exposed, which gives me a fantastic shot. Think about that next time you're using a decoy, whether you're hunting with a shotgun or whether you're hunting with a bow, on how to position your decoy.
This episode of Training Camp was brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Melissa and Alan are set up within a strutting area with their decoy out in front of them. And now it's a matter of time and calling to see what comes into sight.
We got all set up, called just a little bit, nothing. We're sitting there, called again, nothing. I thought, well, maybe we spooked this gobbler, but I didn't think so.
I'm gonna hit him one more time and see if he'll gobble again.
The next thing I know, that big tom steps out at about 150 yards. That strutter just stepped out. He's straight down about 125 yards. They might come right up this way.
I think he'll come.
Now we could also hear a bunch of hens, and that made me pretty nervous because when you have a big group of hens and a tom in there, well, it's pretty tough to call him away from his hens. Look at all those hens behind him. He's leaving all them and coming up to us.
Boy, he's pretty.
Now I was really shaken because I knew this tom was coming to us.
If he wants to come all the way, let him come. Just let him come. He'll come down the road.
He had spotted our hen, he loved the calling, and he was on his way. So as this turkey strutted around the decoy, well, I had had enough. Now, I just wanted his head to stick up, so I had my shot. He's right in with that decoy. He's in full strut still. If he comes out of strut, I'll take him.
I'm gonna try to get him out for you, okay?
As the tom gives a spectacular display of strutting behavior, Melissa waits for it to gobble and stretch its head out for a shot. But this bird won't make it easy.
For whatever reason, no matter how much Alan tried calling and making his head go up, he didn't want to have anything to do with it. Finally, his head came up, but I didn't feel I had a clear enough shot. The other hens started coming in. Now I had turkeys all over, and it was getting tough to get a clear shot. Maybe I waited too long. He's starting to go. But as this turkey stepped away from the decoy, away from the other hens, I started thinking, maybe this turkey's gonna get away because I was enjoying the show.
Winchester Legends host Melissa Bachman has a strutting gobbler in front of her, but Alan Treadwell's best calling can't get it to peel away from the decoy.
I had that beautiful turkey decoy right in the line of fire, and I did not want to destroy Walt's pretty turkey. So I decided now is not the time. I started thinking, maybe I waited too long. Maybe this turkey's gonna get away because I was enjoying the show too much. But as this turkey stepped away from the decoy, away from the other hens, his head went up and I took my shot. He's starting to go. I'm gonna take him before he gets there.
Here he comes. There he is. Kill him.
I've got him now.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Good job, Melissa. That was awesome.
This turkey dropped dead in his tracks. Granted, this wasn't that far of a shot, but, well, there's been known to be people miss turkeys at even closer ranges, so I was just thrilled. I got a beautiful show, a wonderful turkey, and both Alan and I, we were thrilled. That is just beautiful. I could see him out down there, and I thought, okay, as soon as they committed and started coming, I had to get the old nerves under control. Look at the nice beard here, pretty thick beard.
For a Merriam, that's a heck of a thick beard.
What'd you say, we're at 7,000, 7,200 feet?
Yeah, we're at 7,211 right now.
Wow, that's pretty high for killing turkeys.
That is, and to come in gobbling and strutting like you did, look at that thing, look how white they are.
A gorgeous turkey down in Colorado. In fact, my first Colorado turkey ever, so it was really a great experience, and now the nice part is, well, Alan was up. Well, it's my very first Merriams, and hey, thanks for calling them in.
Congratulations. All right, I'll pack your gun out if you're gonna pack the turkey. Good job. Heck of a hunt.
You don't need much better evidence of the performance of Winchester XX turkey loads than that. XX gets the job done with hard copper-plated lead shot, custom blended powders, and Grex buffering, all of which combine to deliver consistent, high-velocity payloads, resulting in clean kills on turkeys. And now, hunters can enhance their shooting with Winchester's Ballistics Calculator, available online or as an app. Plug in your cartridge, chart its performance, and never be left guessing in the field. Day 2. And with Melissa's gobbler already in the bag, It's Alan Treadwell's chance to take a turkey himself and to enjoy the tremendous vistas.
Colorado is a state that I've never had the chance to turkey hunt. Now, I've hunted a lot of other areas, and I had a lot of knowledge that I could bring to the table, but you always want to rely a little bit on the local knowledge as well. And Walt was a great wealth of knowledge.
That's the Spanish Peaks right there, I know, Walt, but what's that mountain chain?
That's the Sangre de Cristos. We're about 30 miles east of there. We're here in Longs Canyon, about 20 miles west of Trinidad. We've been hunting here for 15 years, and just an unbelievable place to hunt.
Gorgeous views up here hunting high altitude turkeys.
Oh, it is. It's not a more pretty place in the world. Lots of turkeys, that makes it good.
You guys ready?
Melissa and Alan catch a ride from outfitter Walt Eisenhower up the hill. And before they can even get out, they hear a tom gobble and know where to hunt.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. He's just right down there.
Yeah.
So we decided to keep going in the buggy, go about 400 or 500 yards up, and then bail off and come back and try to hunt it. Maybe we can watch, see if there's anywhere we could set up. So he's there, try to get an idea of...
Try to get a mark on him.
We marked where the turkey gobble was and decided that's where he's gonna be right now. By the time we get 500-600 yards up, he's probably heading our way, so we needed to plan accordingly.
Walt, just let us pile off right here, and then you take this buggy to the top, okay?
Will do.
Let's get us up here out of the way, and we'll slip off and come back down and try to call him in. He's not too far, I don't think. Let's get the decoy out there on the road. I think they're gonna just go right up here.
Melissa and Alan seem to be acting out the old saying as they try to turn one gobbling turkey in the bush into one they can have in the hand.
Tracks everywhere. Now we set up about 500-600 yards from where I shot my turkey. The next thing I know, we could finally see him coming around the bend, and he shot.
Host Melissa Bachman and Alan Treadwell have located a gobbler that's making its way toward them. Now they have to set up to greet it when it arrives.
Perfect. That'll work great.
I'll just get in here behind you.
All right.
Now we set up about 500-600 yards from where I shot my turkey. We knew that the turkeys were making their way to the top, and we heard them roosting not that far off from there. So we knew we could probably make a plan and set up.
I can't tell how far these Merriams are. He didn't sound very far. He could be pretty close.
I think he's pretty close. We set up in the middle, got nestled into a nice tree, a good area where we were all hidden, and Alan started calling.
See if he'll gobble again.
As he was calling, all of a sudden, it shut up. Now, I know we were all thinking the same. Either this guy is on his way or, well, he bolted and is headed in the other direction. But sometimes when you're turkey hunting, you've got to stay positive. So you got to just sit it out, be patient, and wait. And that's exactly what we did. The next thing I know, he called again, and he got this gobbler to respond, and he was close.
It's so hard to tell for me in this country, but he sounds like he's maybe 300 yards in front of us, and he's gobbling quite a bit. Hopefully they're gonna walk this road all the way back up to us. He may be with hens when he comes, but that's fine. Strutter, there's a longbeard coming. Got a couple hens with him.
We could finally see him coming around the bend, and this gobbler, he was all about it.
He's coming right up that road.
He's a big bird. There was a group of them, and he was strutting just beautiful. And the coolest thing for me was the fact that he was dragging those wingtips on that gravel, and it's one of those sounds that will really get your heart racing.
Here he comes. Coming right up the road.
Now, I wasn't the one hunting, but I'm pretty sure I was breathing as hard as the day I was up for shooting.
As soon as he separates from those hens, get him to stick his head up.
And Alan had told me, you know what? When I got my turkey, there is no way I could have waited as long as you did. So I knew that this was probably not gonna be a big show. He was gonna shoot the first opportunity he had. And sure enough, that head came out gobbling and he shot.
Holy cow. What a show. What did you think of that?
That was so awesome.
That old sucker put on a show, didn't he?
It probably was one of the coolest turkey shots I have ever seen. It's kind of risky because you got to make sure he's not pulling his head back in, but it's all about timing, and let's face it, Alan pulled it off perfectly.
I was a little bit nervous yesterday after you got your bird, you know. Boy, I got to kill one as good as Melissa did her.
Well, I think you did that and then some. Anytime I can hunt a totally new area, especially with a new person, well, it makes it a really unique hunt. You can learn things from each other and you can have a lot of laughs along the way. And that's exactly how this hunt in Colorado turned out with Alan and I.
Look how pretty he is. You can even see that sun coming through there on him.
One thing that surprised me about this hunt was how much that the turkeys were actually affected by this late snowfall. Now, it was really keeping them quiet that first morning, but as we got further and further from that snow, well, they started getting a little more vocal, and once we figured out where they were roosting and where they wanted to hang out, well, it got a whole lot easier.
We're at 7,200 feet. That is definitely the tallest turkey I've ever killed. He's a good bird too. He's heavy. Judging by the beard on this, you can't really tell how old they are, but he got a full fan and he put on a show, and that's all I care. But you know, all this rocks and stuff, they just wore them spurs down. Little nubs.
This turkey hunt was not only a hunt that I would come back to time and time again, but I'd be pretty hard pressed not to say, well, I would love to come back here and hunt mule deer or elk. Walt has an incredible setup, excellent land, and some very, very nice animals here.
Well, I'll tell you what, why do you say we get that dude back to Walt and show him off?
I think Walt's gonna be pretty impressed. Two beautiful birds.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I had a
it was
blast
awesome.
with you.